Welcome to Legacy DIY. We are brought here by myself, Lorne Davidson, one of the founders of Legacy DIY, as well as our guest, Raelynn Lake, a local potter here. She is teaching our Young Entrepreneur Camp this weekend and has just completed a couple classes. Raelynn, what got you started in pottery?
I actually went to the Alberta College of Art and Design when I was right out of high school, and I had taken just an elective hand building class, and I never pursued it at that point past that, but when I came home I bought a wheel and I'm still throwing on it today. That's been...
So what do you enjoy about pottery?
I like using my hands. It's very grounding, that process. It makes me slow down. That was the biggest thing I think I found with it, is that it was a little bit meditative for me, that I can just shut out the rest of the world, create something with my hands. I like experimenting lots.
So do you prefer hand building or wheel, or what do you prefer? Because I guess there's a couple different kinds of pottery.
Absolutely, yeah. I am typically a wheel potter. I do like to take a lot of my pieces and then further alter them off of the wheel. And I do some hand building, but it's not a lot of it.
So how many years roughly have you been doing this?
Almost 30. Almost
30, geez. I wasn't even born yet. Sorry, cut off guard. As somebody that's wanting to get into pottery, is it a relatively inexpensive hobby?
Well, I think that the opportunity that the Legacy DIY offers, it makes it affordable, because equipment, it doesn't matter what craft you're in, it is expensive. There's always an output. But having the ability to come here, use a wheel, do your firing, have the glaze options, that really opens up the world, because it does, like, we're looking at, a couple $1,000s for a wheel, $3,000 for a kiln. Yeah.
Everything adds up in a quick way. Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of the intro tools that a person might kind of get into? Is there any sort of like specialty tools that you prefer using yourself?
Just your basic intro pack is really all you need. And that literally has a sponge, just the round sponge, the pin tool, a rib, and this is just another wooden tool. And I think there's another wooden rib. And in all reality, I think the ones that I use the most when I throw are these, and I have one other tool at home that it was made for me that I really like instead of this one. You don't really need a lot, and the bones in your hands are actually all of the tools that you would need if you didn't have all of this.
So essentially, when you first started out, when you first bought your wheel, what kind of accessories did you buy to kind of complement that?
Accessories? Wow.
Just your hands?
Really, I had a starter kit of the sponge and the rib and the needle tool, and cool. You'll need to have wear boards, like you need to put and shelves and stuff like that. I mean, it does take up some space and stuff like that, but yeah, you really don't need a lot to get going with the wheel. Hand building, you might want a few more tools. I find a lot of my kitchen tools actually make their way out into the studio.
Very cool.
Yeah, like a garlic press makes amazing hair or grass or whatever if you're doing something sculptural. There's different things that you have in your house. I collect doilies because I like to put the lace pattern into anything that I'm doing that's hand built.
Very cool.
Yeah, anything that has a texture.
Right on. So is there any sort of advice that you would give somebody that is starting out in pottery? Is it something that's really quick to learn? Are you still learning today? What's it like to be a potter?
Well, you never stop learning. You have to give yourself some grace. The wheel takes a lot of practice. It's like any other craft.
I think the first time that I tried using the pottery wheel, I ended up making a stick.
Yeah, I usually tell people the first time you do it, if you make a mess, you're doing a great job.
Perfect.
Yeah, you have to give yourself that ability to play, and through playing you learn. You have to take the time to, I guess the practice helps you know how much touch you need, how much pressure do you need, if I want it to do this, what do I have to do to it? Just have fun, play.
So what kind of items do you typically make yourself? What do you like to make?
I do a lot of functional pieces that would be, I have a mug series, a wine goblet series. I do plates, bowls.
So are these like a
larger
specialty kind of a series that there's only a limited number that people can get? Like,
Yeah, usually well, there is some that I do as a limited. I'll do a limited run of something, but I do have some standard pieces that I kind of continually make, but I do them in small batches. So really, the batches are never the same either, which I tell people if they want a set of something, then I have to do it all at one shot because it does change.
so you sell some of your pottery items, right?
I do.
Where can somebody find items that you make? I know that you're upstairs at Legacy.
Yeah.
Do you sell anywhere else? Do you do online or anything of that nature?
I'm actually not set up online, but that is, I guess, the next step. Keeping up with just having the vendor space upstairs and then doing other markets that kind of pop up. That has kept me busy.
So what do you frequent markets? How can people get a hold of you? How can people see your products?
Yeah, I have an Instagram page that I can be found on.
What's your Instagram page?
At Raelynn41.
Perfect. And that's where you have a bunch of your products so people are able to kind of see them?
I do, yeah, I've been posting on there. I do have a Facebook page. This is probably all gonna get edited out because like I have a Facebook page that I never post in. I don't sell online. I had a website at one point, but it's not there anymore.
So what you're saying is like some of those online sources that you've been trying just haven't been the right thing for you yet.
Well, yeah, and maintaining that is the big thing.
Because
I think that
doing the online stuff takes a lot of commitment.
It does, yeah. You have to be regularly posting. You have to be on top of all of that. I've just found that the amount of production time that I have meets what I have right now for vendors.
Absolutely.
You know, that kind of thing. But if I were to be doing this full time, absolutely, I would take advantage of the online platforms. There's lots of really good ones out there. There's a lot of potters use Shopify. There's a local one that they were talking about today when I was talking with Corrine from Community Futures. There's no end of options really to sell.
So is there any sort of advice that you would give a young entrepreneur kind of wanting to follow in similar steps, whether it be a hobby or small business that's looking to, say, getting into pottery?
Yeah, make what you like. Make what you like, don't make what you think everyone else is gonna like, because if you make what you like, you're gonna sell it.
Right on.
You have to do where your passion is.
So pottery, is it fairly easy to replicate items? Like say somebody finds an item that they really like on Twitter or Facebook, is that something that you're able to produce, or is pottery really almost like a thumbprint where each one's a little bit unique?
Well, I think everyone is unique because handmade is handmade because hands are on it, right? So everyone's going to have a little bit of a different take. Often, I'll see stuff online that I'm like, oh yeah, no, I really like that. But when I start to make it, then I'm definitely going off into a different direction or making it my own. I think you can probably replicate just about anything out there, but you'll always have your own flavor on it.
So is this something that you still enjoy today? I mean, is this something that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life with the whole pottery?
Yeah, I'll never give this up, never.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is part of who I am, and at some point I think I'll just retire to doing this full time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'd really like to thank your time, Raelynn. It's been a pleasure having you down here today, helping out with the kids' classes and showcasing everybody what you can do.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I really appreciate being here. Thanks.
No worries.